computer. I'll have the replay up in the group in about an hour after we've finished. It takes about an hour to download it, upload it to YouTube and get it into our Facebook group. But great to see everybody. I was saying today, it doesn't matter with today's session. It doesn't matter if you're behind. It doesn't matter if you've not done your sales page. It doesn't matter if you have not even thought of what your mini course is going to be, because today's session is all about how to sell our viral mini courses. And of course, this will also massively help you all with how to sell anything, how to sell your coaching, how to sell any offers that you've already got. So it's going to be a really eye-opening and informative session, no matter where you're up to in the viral mini course training. A lot of you have managed to create your viral mini courses and you've done your sales pages. We've got some amazing students who are already making sales, but that is not the norm. Normally, when we're trying to create a course, it can take 1 to 2 years to create a course, and it's very normal for it to take 1 to 2 years to actually get a course out there. And that's why I wanted to teach you how to create a mini course, because it just feels a little bit more doable and a little bit more achievable. And if you manage to create your viral mini courses within the next 3 to 6 months, I'll be a very, very happy business coach. So don't feel any pressure that you should have already done it by now. Like I say, most people who join these big course creator programs, they actually never create their course at all. So if you can get your mini courses out there in 2025, that is brilliant. And for those of you who've managed to do it already, well, you are the manifesting generators, the action takers, the doers. And we know that we're not all the same. We've not all got the same personalities, but well done to those of you who've got it out there already. So I've got a few slides to share with you today. Great to see so many of you online for our final session. What I want to say is I had a mini break with my family over the weekend, and it actually ate into my business coaching time last week, preparing for it all and packing. So I'm going to be inside our mini course group for an extra 3 days after the end of November, just to make up for my unexpected absence. I stupidly thought I could do mini break and prepare and do all my coaching duties, but it just didn't happen that way. So I will be here to help you if anyone's still stuck on your mini course title, your tagline, a bit of copy, that kind of stuff, or you want some help with your sales page. I know, was it Sarah was asking, can I do like a training on how to do the Canva template, how you're going to actually use that template. So I'm going to do another training on that tomorrow lunchtime. So I'll post that in the group tomorrow afternoon. And if there's any other requests or any gaps that you can see in the training, I'll fill those in as well. And also, I'm going to be doing the whole training again in short 10-minute videos, so that if you want to revisit this mini course, you don't have to watch these big, weekly live streams. You can do it in little bite-sized chunks. So I'm giving you the juice and the sauce and the box of chocolates at the end. So hope that you enjoy that and you'll be able to revisit it as many times as you want to then in the future. So I'm going to share my screen and try and find my slides, which are upstairs. They're not on. Oh, actually, they might be here. Yes. Fingers crossed the tech's going to work today. Here we go. Actually, I'm just going to check the chat. Let me know where you're up to. Let's have a little bit of a debrief, where you've got up to. I know a lot of you have got family issues, had kids ill, sickness, caring issues for parents, lots of things going on. And there's absolutely no judgment from me where you're up to, but it would just be nice to touch base in the chat and just see where you're all up to. Michelle's got some catching up to do. No worries, that's really normal, Michelle. Oh, Claudia's got a topic. Yes, I know you've been agonizing over your topic, Claudia. So that's really exciting. That's the hardest bit, isn't it? Coming up with it. I did say in week 1 that was the hardest bit. Also, the sales page. I was saying to Shori today, and who was it as well? Linda. if it feels painful when you're doing that sales page and you're trying to come up with your magnetic copy and your compelling mock-ups, if you're feeling physical pain in your body, you're doing it right. That's a sign that you're doing it right. Okay. It's when we go bish bash bosh, that'll do. And we're like, yeah, done. And it's like taking you 2 hours, 3 hours. It's probably not going to be good enough unless you're some sort of amazing graphic designer, copywriter, because these are not all of our skills, are they? So we need to really work hard on that front end presentation, that packaging. Oh yes, I'm loving that you're all saying where you're from as well. Switzerland, Vancouver. Lovely. Lots of Switzerland. Michelle's going to have it done for Black Friday. Did we not already have Black Friday? Oh, maybe I'm getting my Fridays mixed up. Unless this is the comments from last time. Sometimes Zoom does that, doesn't it? It saves the comments from your last one. Yeah, I think I've got so many comments here. I'm thinking some of them are from our last session. That's so weird. Gail has been crazy busy, but watching the videos, getting loads of inspo. Claudia's body is hurting bad. Was that a comment from today, Claudia? Yeah. I've got the right comments then. Amanda's from Mexico. I need to come and visit you, Amanda, for sure. Oh, Black Friday's this Friday, is it? Oh, there you go. That's good timing for this session. Perfect. I totally planned that. Not. Carly can be a perfectionist, but I'll share it when she's done. Yeah, perfectionist here too. Yeah, I thought Black Friday already happened. It was so busy in the city. I thought it's got to be Black Friday weekend. Lynn says, I've not had much time to work on it, fighting fires in a day job. Yeah, well, you've got time. You've got time and you've got access to all the training. Right, I will go to the slides now. So today's topic is how to sell your mini courses, your viral mini courses, how to sell them. Oh yeah, it's Thanksgiving, isn't it? I think I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving this year. Why not? Any excuse for a party. Okay, I've just got a few slides. So we're going to make sales. This is the important thing. Now, who has ever created an offer, put it on your website? And, you know, some of you may have done this. I've definitely done this. Put it on your website. I did this when I first started my business and just hope that people are going to visit my website and buy it and almost expect that to happen. Almost expect people to, you know, traffic's going to come to my website. They're going to click on my offer. I'm going to start making sales in my sleep. And, you know, the naivety of that back in the day, this for me, this was like 7 or 8 years ago now. I can tell you that did not happen. And it's even less likely to happen now because we've got more people and more traffic in the online space. So I'm going to help you to make some sales for sure. But that is where I was up to 6, 7, 8 years ago. That expectation that sales are just going to magically appear because I created the thing, I did the work, I got it on my website. So what's going on? What's going wrong? So we're going to go through in today's session, and I'm also going to do Q&A at the end, and I'm not rushing off to a mastermind session. So if anybody has got any questions for me, write them down, you know, if you think of any along the way. I can answer your questions at the end of today's session. And like I say, I'm here for an extra few days as well into December. We're going to talk about how to test out your offer. Again, that's a bit painful, sorry. How to make your very first sales, how to make long-term sales. A big mistake, you know, I've made in the past is create an offer, sell it, sell it, sell it, and then it goes and sits on a shelf. And I did all of that work and put all of that time and effort into it all, polished it off at the end, and then never did anything with it after that. I kind of forgot about it and moved on to the next thing. If you're a doer, a creator, a manifesting generator, that kind of personality type, you are at risk of that happening to you. But we don't want that to happen. We want to sit back, sip pina coladas, create lovely creative content, and watch the sales coming in, ideally. We're gonna talk about longer term sales and without that trap of letting it just sit on your back shelf. We're gonna talk about audience growth. Again, that's a huge mistake I've made too. I'm sat here saying I've made all the mistakes. I wasn't growing my audience. Of course, it's hard to make sales of a certain low ticket product that you created if you've actually not got traffic coming through and you've not got that growth piece happening in your business. We're going to talk about how to leverage further sales, how to improve your sales, how to scale up your sales. And just a reminder that this is the dashboard. The final dashboard will appear on the 4th of December for you guys. So it is up to date to now. But like I say, I'm doing this whole mini course in little bite-sized chunks. And those videos will be at the bottom of the dashboard when you get your final version. So just to let you know that that will be in the Facebook group on the 4th of December. Okay, so a bit of fun, bit of audience participation here. You know that I love to do little diagrams like this. I have lots of fun with it. Well, those of you who know me anyway. So the question is, are you going to make any sales? Apologies for any typos. I couldn't see any when I did it. And I want to know what kind of a seller you are right now, because you can make changes. You can decide to be a different kind of seller. So let's start at the bottom. No shame, by the way. I've been all of these. Well, maybe I'm not even a lioness yet. A snail hardly ever posts your offers. You might be a bit shy. It's absolutely fine. You hardly ever post your offers on your socials or your emails. You keep your offers hidden on your website, hoping and praying for sales. Simply hoping that more website traffic is going to come one day once you have your big break, and then you'll start to make more sales. And like I say, this was me when I first started my business. I was the snail, and you might be a snail. It's very, very, very common. The next one is a tortoise. Do you post your offers a couple of times a week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week? Could be emails, could be on your social media, it could be in your stories, but it's kind of like 2 to 3 times a week that you're actually talking about an offer that you've got. So that's a tortoise. And then we've got the sprightly goat. We're starting to actually make some movement here. You're posting your offers every day. It's like brushing your teeth. You're used to posting your offers. You don't feel salesy. You're able to post value and then mention your offer at the bottom, but you are talking about your offers every day. So it might be a value post with your offer down at the bottom. Your offer might be there in the comments underneath. So that's, making your offer once a day. And if you look at the visibility of your posts, a lot of my posts, for example, they don't even get 100 views, 200 views per post. And so, trying to make sales every day is very, very difficult, even when you're a goat. 1% of all the views, it has to be ideal audience. So not all those 200 people or 100 people are my ideal clients. So it's basically 0 to 1 sale per day, even as a goat on that conversion rate. Are you an eagle? Are you posting your offer every day with really high quality posts? And are you adding a keyword call to action so that there's more visibility on your posts? You're saying if you want this thing, comment magic below. And you're adding a very clear, specific call to action. You're posting your offer every day. You might be adding in some freebies as well and using those freebies to drive traffic into your actual mini course or your mini offer. So we're getting a bit more advanced, as you can hear right now with the eagle. I would say I'm round about the eagle level. And we're moving traffic into the mini course. You may be using emails as well. So that's what I would love you all to get to the eagle point. So hopefully you can see where you are right now, a snail, a tortoise, a sprightly goat, and where the gaps are, where you need to get to. Now, I'm not here to burn you out and to overwork you, but posting one quality post a day, copying and pasting it to your email list, and adding a keyword is really doable and really achievable in just a couple of hours a day. And we can all work a couple of hours a day, I'm sure. And then right up at the top, I'm not there yet. This is my aim. Again, I don't want to burn out though, so I'm doing it really carefully. I'm getting Jeanette to help me as well. We're having a meeting next week. So the lioness, just let Natalia in. Here she is. The lioness is posting your offer every day with a high quality post, plus ideally a keyword call to action. If you want more info, comment eagle below or whatever. Adding in freebies, just quick freebies, not these freebies that take you a month to create, just a quick little checklist that's taking you 15-20 minutes to create, where you're asking people, do you want the freebie? And then you're sending them also information about your mini course, moving that traffic into your mini course. You may have an additional DMs strategy or a team member to help you with a bit of DMs. You may have an email strategy alongside. You've also got a long form content or a long-term content strategy. So you also may have a YouTube channel, a podcast, and you may be running some ads. So we can see the person at the top of this pyramid is obviously going to be making a lot more sales than the snail who's hoping for people to just land on the website and for miraculous sales to happen. I wanted to put this slide at the front of today's training, even though it probably doesn't fit in right here, because whilst we're all wide awake and we've just gotten onto this call, this is the most important slide and the most important piece of learning, no matter where you're up to in your business, whether you're beginner or more advanced. We need to be aware of what is our sales strategy? What are we actually doing every day to make sales? I follow a lady called Kelly Roach. She's very much an action taker and a doer. I've followed her for years. She's a business coach, and she's all about making your offers every day, not just once, but many, many times a day. And that is how she has built many, many businesses to 7 figures, and she sells them off like Richard Gere in Pretty Woman, that kind of thing. So I'm going to stop share there. Who's willing to admit what animal type you are? Yeah, come on, tell me. What are you? You can unmute yourself or put it in the chat. It doesn't matter.
Tortoise.
What are you?
Tortoise.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's good. You're on your way up. Yeah. Turtle, tortoise, yeah.
I'm a snail. Slow snail.
Yeah, well,
So snail.
Tortoise.
What's good about being a snail is that you can see the steps up that you can take. So you can now morph yourself into a turtle or a tortoise, can't you? And then grow up into a sprightly goat, move up along that chart.
I'm a turtle with tortoise or a snail with turtle tendencies. I'm somewhere between. I'm a bit of a morph.
Bit of a morph. I'm a bit of a morph. Sometimes I'm an eagle, and sometimes I just have a week where I'm a snail. Yeah, but I'm mostly at the eagle level. Like last week, I don't think I posted an offer probably once or twice last week. I was really busy with my daughter's birthday, getting ready to go away. So yeah.
I think I'm a turtle with goat legs.
Okay, well that's a good hybrid.
And the goat legs are kind of like for half the month, and then I'm done with it.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know that feeling. Yeah. So my aim is to be that lioness. So having a chat with Jeanette next week, and we're going to implement some strategies. I've got an amazing Airtable thing that I've created as well that we're gonna work off together. And when we get exhausted, we can just have a week off. Oh yeah, I saw Carly's little person there. Linda said it's all about perspective. I'm not sure what you mean, Linda, but maybe it depends where you are, what week it is, or how we're feeling. We might be one thing one week and another thing another week. Tazim says, a snurtle. Yeah, so learning for us all is, let's talk about our offers. Let's get our offers out there a little bit more. Let's make that commitment to 2025, to next year. to really, if we had a shop, if we had a store in the local town, in the local village, we would be opening up our doors and wanting people to come in and buy our products every single day. That's us making our offers all day long, isn't it? Opening that door, putting open on the door and wanting people to come in. So why don't we do the same thing online? Kelly Roach says, make your offers all day long. All day long. She's very hardcore. Linda's moving from goat to eagle reminds you of the Virgin advert, the flying goat. Yeah. Have you seen those goats in the trees? They actually can climb trees. It's just incredible. Right, let's get back to the slides. I loved that. And I'm quite pleased actually that we've got no lionesses, because I would feel a bit an inferiority complex if you all said we're all lionesses, Abby. I'd be like, ooh, oh dear. Okay, so we want to make some final checks. I know some of you are still building your mini courses and stuff like that, but it's good to know what these final checks are going to be. And we want to test out your offers, right? So I want you to make sure that you have found 3 similar offers to the one that you're creating. 3 similar offers that are selling. So not 3 similar offers that are just out there and they've not got any testimonials or reviews. They've got no comments. We want to make sure we're creating something that is already out there for this offer. If you create other mini courses, you can go wild and use your imagination, create something new and original. But this one for Abby Cornell's course, please just create something that you know people already want and need out there. So that's check number 1. And check number 2, you must make sure those offers are selling. Yes, I appreciate sometimes it's hard for us to know if they are. Usually it's kind of obvious. If you've got comments saying, I loved this course, and you know that they're actually real people and not just an AI generated image, then, you've got a good idea that they are making sales. Also, if they're running ads, they're not going to be running ads every day and repurposing the ads to something that is they're just burning money. They're probably making money if they're running ads to it. The next check on the checklist is that your sales page is polished off and you've tested that the buttons are working. Now, I'm going to say that everybody's sales pages, including mine, need more work and need more polishing. I showed you a sales page of a lady called Katia Varbanova, because I know she actually hires graphic design teams to build her sales pages for her. But I want you to always consistently be revisiting your sales page for your viral offer and up-leveling it and up-leveling it again. And if you come across some amazing copy on another sales page, and I'm not saying copy like the whole, every part of it word for word, but if you think, oh, wow, I love that phrase would also work for my niche, I want you to consistently and constantly be improving it, because the top entrepreneurs, the top coaches, they will have A/B testers of their emails. They'll do an A/B test of an email to a segment of their audience, and then the next day they'll send the winning email out to their whole list. And if you think what they're doing with that, they also do the same with Facebook ads. I joined a course, it was about 6 years ago. They wanted us to create 40 ad sets. And out of the 40 ad sets, we would then turn 37 of them off after a week. And then we would run the 3 top performing ones. And that would be the difference between losing money on ads and actually bringing in sign-ups for our events. It was all about events, the program that I joined. That was hardcore. It burned me out. It made me ill. I don't want anybody here to, create 40 ad sets. But the learning from that is always be consistently improving your sales pages by 1%. Revisit it maybe once a month, maybe once a week if you can, and improve it. Improve those mock-ups. Improve those graphics. Go and get some gorgeous fonts. If you find another sales page and you think, wow, the fonts are really lovely on this, go and get those fonts. You can do a font finder in Google. the more that you improve the front end of your work, the more it will stand out at the front end, and the more people will come into your business and into the back end. That's where you want them, in the back end. But if you don't improve your front door and continue to maintain your building and improve it, then, you know, it's just going to go down and down and down and down. So mentioning Katia Varbanova's sales page there, she's just got excellent graphics, mock-ups, designs. There's many other coaches that have amazing sales pages that we can use as to give us some ideas of how to up level our work, how to up level our sales pages. You never find the top entrepreneurs and the top coaches with a really amateur looking sales page. It just doesn't happen. So we have to up level our work. You must make sure that your copy and your graphics are compelling, especially that top section, because that's the section that is going to hook someone in a split millisecond. They're going to decide, am I going to read this sales page or not? Am I interested in this or not? So that top headline, that top, what's it called? Tagline, that top mock-up right up at the top, and that top first paragraph is the most important part of your sales page. And I talked about in our first session, these video sales letters are becoming very popular now, where they've just got a video at the top. They've got the name, the headline, the tagline, and then a video and a very short sales page. Again, it's all about how it looks right up there at the top, isn't it? And the next part of the checklist is that you have seeded your audience for a week. So I'd like you to build anticipation and tell them something exciting is coming in 1 week, and be talking about that for a whole week. Because what happens is, on the day that you release your offer, you will have a extra amount of traffic on your social media. You'll have an unusual amount of traffic on your social media, and you're much more likely to make those first sales if you built up a little bit of audience anticipation for a week. So you can do a countdown, you can be talking about something exciting that you're working on, you could do a quiet, you can't see it yet, covering up your screen kind of shots. Build up that excitement, build up that anticipation. Because if you don't make sales and you've built up a week of anticipation and you're not making sales with your warm audience who are already looking at your social media, then there's something that we need to change. There's some tweaks that need to be made. So that's why I've put that here on these final checks. The 1 week of audience seeding or anticipation building, and then boom, you're going to go in with putting your offer out there, making sure that we are making sales with our warm audience. If we can't make sales with a warm audience, we're not going to make sales with a cold audience. We want to make sure that we've made at least 3 sales when we've done that. The seeding, the anticipation building, and then posting about our offer for, a week, 10 days, 14 days, whatever you decide. We want to make sure you've made 3 sales. If you can make 3 sales, you can tweak, you can improve, you can build, you can work on the work that you've done, and you will fly. If you've got something that is selling, that is a massive tick. Don't worry about, oh, it's not flown off the shelf, or I've not made 100 sales. If you can make just a few sales at the beginning, you are onto something big. So keep going. Right, so what happens if you don't make any sales? If your mini course doesn't make any sales after 1 week of seeding or building up the audience anticipation, and then 1 week minimum of selling, I highly recommend that you run some ads to it and try and just sell it for $1, €1, £1. If you can't make any sales from a cold audience for $1, it needs some work. It needs some real work. So if it still doesn't sell at that point, I want you to double check your audience settings. Facebook ads. You'll be thinking, oh, I don't know how to run Facebook ads. I don't know how to do it. I promise you can just go to Facebook ads, and it will talk you through how to set it up. It will talk you through it. And I'll do some training on that in the future anyway. but there may be a problem with your audience. So just tweak your audience and try it again. And if it still isn't selling at that point, so it didn't sell to your warm audience and you posted about it for at least a week to 2, it's not selling to a cold audience and Facebook ads. You've changed your audience maybe once or twice as well and tried it again, and it's still not selling, then you're going to have to double check everything on the previous page that I just showed. We need to double check, are there definitely courses out there just like this one that are selling? Have I completely renamed my course where it doesn't even sound like those 3? That's a very easy mistake to make. So you'll need to double check all the things on that checklist. The title, the tagline, the 3 similar offers that are selling, your audience, check that your audience is right, the quality of your sales page, the graphics, the look, the copy, the payment buttons, check that it's working. Okay. And now I want you to embody your inner Terminator. I don't know if that appeals to you or not. It appeals to me because I'm a doer and an action taker. I want you to be the Terminator once you have finished this mini course. Once you've done your sales page, I don't want you to go on to some other coach's training and go and do another rabbit hole down some other shiny object thing. I want you to persevere. Now, some of you in here may be stubborn. Do your partners or your family say that you're stubborn? You're stubborn, you're stubborn-minded. Mine definitely do. But this is an amazing, incredible trait. If you are an entrepreneur, you have got the best trait going, because this means that you will push through it. You are able to harness your inner Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, you've got the best trait. So when you're first starting to sell your mini courses, you need to have some patience. You need to have a willingness to be like a dog with a bone and to adjust, improve maybe the name of your course, the tagline, the mock-up, tweaks, little tweaks can make the biggest difference. You need to be willing to make tweaks and have a stubborn tenacity. Harness your inner Terminator, your inner Arnold Schwarzenegger, and please never quit. The top entrepreneurs and coaches, they just keep tweaking, they just keep improving, and they just keep going. And the ones that end up spinning and pirouetting on the spot and not getting any sales and not getting any clients, they try and do this and they try and do that, and then they try and do something else, and then they test something else, and they just end up spinning. You want to go in one direction and be Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. Tweak, improve, build. 1% improvements every week and you will get there. Do not quit. And it will work, I promise you. If you do that, if you can harness your inner Arnie, it will work. There will come a day where it suddenly starts to work, and then you can continue to improve and continue to tweak. So we want to have at the end of this session a sales strategy. Now, going from snail to lioness is not realistic. So if you're a snurtle like Tazim might want to morph into the full turtle and then go up into the goat. So what I'm saying is, I don't want you to try and make too many changes. It's like when we go on a diet or an exercise program, and like I go from like not having exercised for about 4 years to suddenly at the gym every day. It's not sustainable, is it? So we want to have a sales strategy that feels good for you, but that stretches you, but that doesn't burn you out. So important. You need time out, you need downtime, you need to not burn out. So realistically, looking at the snail, the turtle, the goat, the eagle, and the lioness, realistically, your mini courses are not going to make any snails at all, any snails, sales. Your mini courses are not going to make any sales at all unless you post about them. Yeah, so hopefully you're going to have me in your head every day that you need to post your offers, you need to post about them. What I love about mini courses is once you have recorded it and uploaded it onto Standstore or whatever software you use or you decide to use, that's when you can fully focus on just being creative, focus on creating a funny video or a nice piece of content, a high quality piece of content. And it's like a weight off your shoulders when you can create content without thinking, oh, I've got a client, I've got this, I've also got to do that. And, and you're not wearing all of these hats because your mini course is already there. It's already ready for people to consume. It's a great place, a great position for you to be in. So we need to post about our offers. You need to create a sales strategy, and all of you are going to have a different sales strategy. So I can't tell you what it is, although I will be sharing mine in a minute, I think. I'm not sure if I did a slide about that, but I think I did. And you need an upsell strategy too. And for those of you who haven't recorded your mini courses yet, actually think about how can you incorporate your next level offer into the recordings of your mini course. You could be mentioning, if you're interested in going further into this, I do have, a private mentorship group. You can click on the link below to discover more. You can say things like that as you are recording your mini course videos, and I highly recommend that you do that, because that's how you're going to get amazing upsells from recording your mini course. So you want to think about your upsell strategy too, and that's just one way to upsell, is to mention your upsell actually in your mini course or your mini courses if you're going to do many. And then you can also upsell, obviously, in other ways, like on your email list, maybe in your email signature, it could be always there, your upsell, so that you're not even thinking about, your upsell strategy. It's always going out. You're going to need a pre-launch strategy. So that's the seeding, the anticipation building. Then you want a launch strategy. And I don't like using the word launch, because when I think of the word launch, I think of doing a big event, a big challenge or a boot camp, and it's all just exhausting and draining. But when I say launch here in this context, I mean that you're actually posting your offer, you're talking about it. So that's what I mean by that. And I think some coaches call that a soft launch, but I don't think there's anything soft about going all in on your posting and your email list, talking about your offer. And then you want a post-launch strategy too. So like I say, all of you are going to need pre-launch, launch, and post-launch. Pre-launch is about 1 to 2 weeks, launch about 2 weeks, and post-launch is about 1 to 2 weeks. So we're talking about a whole month here. And you need to decide how you will make sales of your mini course once your launch finishes. Again, I'm just repeating myself, but this is a mistake I've made in the past. I've pre-launched something, done the launch, got the sales, done the thing, and then put it on the shelf and forgotten about it. And I am not doing that anymore. And I don't want you to do that either. I want you to benefit and reap financial rewards from the hard work that you're putting into this. So we want a post-launch, how we're going to make more sales afterwards as well. So sales strategy. Number 1, pre-launch strategy. Let's build excitement and anticipation for a week. The launch strategy. How will you post about your viral mini course? How often are you going to post about it? When and where? That's your launch strategy. Your launch booster, will you add in any extra sales strategies, such as maybe some DMs or some free calls? Any extra bonuses? Will you add a beta price? Any extra specials for the people who are one of your first 30 to buy it? That kind of thing. So you can have a launch booster just to help you to make some extra sales, in those first few weeks. And then we want a post-launch strategy. How will you continue to make sales of your viral mini course once your initial launch finishes? That needs to be a big consideration for your launch for your sales plan, for your sales strategy. So here's my own sales strategy to give you an idea to grow your audience and to make more sales. Pre-launch, this is mine. Build excitement and anticipation by saying a new offer is going to be announced in a week. Post valuable posts about my mini course offer topic. So similar topics, if my mini course is about viral mini courses, I'm going to post content that is relevant to that topic. I'm not going to start posting content about email list building because it's not relevant. Yeah, so we want to post content that's valuable, that is around the same topic as the mini course that you are about to launch. Post for 1 week telling people something really exciting is coming, say on Black Friday, that you're launching something special, or whatever day you decide. You can do a countdown. That really works well on social media because they see that you're doing 7 days, 6 days, 5 days. And then they all will be looking at your social media on that day because they will have seen it a few times over that week. So that's why the pre-launch, the anticipation building week is really important. Then you've got your launch, and it might be, you know, some people do 7 days, 10 days. I advise you to do 14 days because it goes so quick, in my experience. Before you know it, you're on the last day and you're like, I don't even feel as I've launched. So I advise you to do 2 full weeks of selling, posting high quality posts every day, plus an email, 1 long form piece of video content each week. Remember, this is my sales strategy. It doesn't have to be yours. But I want to create more long-term content on YouTube and repurpose a podcast. Every week, moving people into my viral mini course, adding keyword calls to action as much as I possibly can, you know, comment, blah, 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 to get the whatever it is. I'll have a discussion with Jeanette about that. And then a strategy of how to send my offer then out to everybody who comments. Obviously, they can see my offer as well at that point because it's the launch point. So that's for 14 days. And then post-launch, I'm going to continue to mention my mini course in my long form content. You know, if you want to know more about the mini course I've got on XYZ, you know, look at the link below and you can find out more about that. So I'm going to continue to mention these things all into next year and the year after. And also my emails and my email signature at the bottom of my emails will always mention my offer and my upsell. YouTube podcast episodes add in freebies with an option to click on the mini course offer once they comment with a keyword. So I'm going to be implementing a few they call them ManyChat automations. When people comment with a keyword, they'll be given 2 buttons. One will be the freebie that I'm mentioning, and one will be a link to actually look at the course that I've got. So that is my sales strategy as far as I'm aware for next year. I'm keeping it simple. I'm only doing 1 long form piece of content per week. But every week I will be repurposing that long form piece of content, that YouTube video, in as many different places and different ways that I possibly can. So I'm keeping it simple, I'm keeping it light, but I am making my offer every single day, like a lioness. I might add in some ads as well. And this is, it's not a very good graphic, sorry, but this is how my business is going to look next year. A lot of coaches teach you like, oh, have an evergreen offer suite, an ecosystem of offers. And before you know it, they are burnt out with all the things that they're doing. When you actually look at all the things that they're doing, I think, I don't want a business like that. So I wanted to show you this because this will be my business next year. I'm just going to create a mini course whenever the hell I feel like it next year. I'm not actually going to go, oh, I'll do that one in January and that one in February. I'm just going to go with the flow of how I feel. My strategy is to create these little mini orbits, these little mini courses. I'm not going to force myself to create them. I'm only going to create them when I'm excited about something and excited about a new topic. Everybody who buys one of my mini courses will be added into my school community. So that will become my main hub of people. So I can see people, I can see names, I can see faces. They'll all be in my free school community group. But the people who buy these mini courses will have special access to the classroom areas to access that mini course. Yeah. So anybody who buys one of my mini courses will get put into the school community, and Jeanette will give them access to the mini course that they've purchased. And my only upsell is going to be my hybrid coaching group, so my mentorship group. I'm not going to have any other high ticket upsells that I can think of. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the coaching group that I've got. We also have a Telegram chat group where they can ask me questions Monday to Friday. So that is how I am keeping my business next year really light. I've got my mini courses on Stan Store. They just buy them. They get instant access through Stan Store. It's really easy to upload it all. And they get a link to the school community where Jeanette will then give them access to that mini course as well. So have it on Stan Store and they'll have it in school. And then I will be talking about private mentorship, our coaching group, the hybrid coaching group, if they want more access to me and more personal coaching, and they'll get access to the Telegram group. So I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Peggy's waiting to come in. How do I stop share? Oh, there it is. So I'm trying to tell you how I'm keeping things simple. Does anybody have any questions on that?
I did.
Yeah.
I'm watching all this, and when I think about what you got there, my frame of reference is basically this kind of format where we're seeing each other's faces. So I'm just wondering, are you continuing to do this all in faceless marketing format? Is that your intention or what? Just curious.
Yeah, so faceless marketing is a way of marketing my business. A lot of my posts are faceless, but I'm not having a completely faceless Instagram anymore. But that is something that my daughter is doing. So that is something I definitely still teach.
Okay, so you're using the regular format that those of us that have been around for a while are kind of used to you doing, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thanks. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I was never going to teach my courses faceless. I was never going to not show my face when I'm teaching. I think faceless marketing is just a way of marketing your business without feeling under pressure to dance on reels, show your face every single day. Like a lot of coaches tell you have to. You definitely don't have to. One of my best experiences with a business coach is a lady who has just done 4 videos in a Facebook group, and she doesn't show herself every day at all. So yeah, faceless marketing is definitely something you can still do.
Okay, thank you.
Just having a quick look at the chat.
Abby, just a quick question. You said, so you're going to have the mini course in school in a different format compared to the Stan Store. So when they're buying on the Stan Store, it's in the Stan Store, isn't it?
Yeah. So the same mini course will be in school, but because I want connection with that person, I want them to be able to post about it. I want to create a community rather than have purchasers just logging into Stan Store and then I don't know who my customer base is, So I want to bring people into my school community so I can see who's buying from me, and they'll be able to see my other mini courses then, because this is a big downside to Stan Store. Stan Store is a great price, but the downside is they can't really see what other mini courses they can buy from you. Whereas if I had Kajabi, they'd be able to see the whole dashboard and they can see all the other mini courses, but they often don't anyway, because who really logs into their dashboard all the time? I know we do, and then we consume the thing and then we forget, don't we? Whereas if we've got the person in our community in school, we've got that connection with them, we've got that ability to send them a quick message, see how they're getting on, and they can post, and I think there'll be a lot more upsells and a lot more people moving through into mentorship if the mini courses are then housed and we're unlocking them for the people that are in the school community. And there's that, people will be posting, oh, I loved the, Facebook ads mini course that you did. It was so enlightening and so easy. And then other people are like, oh, I want that Facebook ads mini course now. So it's just this really great opportunity to get more upsells by doing it that way.
So again, it's basically that connection. Then you're building that community, that pool of people. And just in that pool of people, obviously, you're not doing weekly calls or anything like that. It's only if people reach out and say, hey, I need a bit more Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not pushing the high ticket, because I know we've had those conversations about high ticket, and the market seems to have shifted. I'm talking to a lot of marketers at the moment, and they've shifted from very high ticket to mid-level offers. They've gone from, I've been on 3 training things this last couple of weeks, and they've gone from the 15-30K to like 997, and even 1497 seems to be very popular. There seems to have been a little shift, especially the last couple of months.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I joined a coaching program that was 9K, and you just feel like, gosh, I've invested so much money and this person didn't even know what my business was, you know, and there's a lot of that feeling of frustration, disgruntlement, even that, though that's not a word. So yeah, I would agree with that all this high ticket coaching has definitely moved into like a more manageable price point. But that's not to say, you know, if somebody is to work with me for 10K, I would like do so much done for you stuff for them and extra things. It's just, you know, the group coaching 10K, 15K, 20K, you know, I'm not keen on it.
Yeah, I think it's shifted. There's still people doing it very successfully, but it's not something that I do find that the mastermind, the group coaching, it's good, but it doesn't necessarily have to be at that price point, unless, like you say, you've got lots of done for you and the value proposition is really big, and then it's worth it, isn't it? If they're going to do all that stuff for you. But with the mini course, obviously we just want to get something that's viral, out there, easily digestible, because most people's attention span is super short right now, and that's where we're going.
Exactly. So nice outcomes, very clear outcomes from, you know, a little suite of mini courses, getting those people into the school group if you decide to do a similar business model to me. And then we've got the upsell into, you know, people do need extra support. They do want to ask questions. They do want to feel part of a community and a group. So it's very easy to then just shimmy people along into like a mentorship group or like a mastermind. Yeah.
And I've got a question. The mini courses that you've got in there, Abby, because I know we're going to be talking tomorrow. The strategy is they are all similar. They kind of overlap. Could you just give us an indication of kind of how they overlap and how you thought that through, if you remember?
So, for example, this mini course here teaches you all to create a viral mini course. It's not just a mini course. So then I would have one teaching everybody how to create a digital product as another one, which might be a bundle or ebook. And then I would have another one on Facebook ads, how to do Facebook ads to sell your viral mini courses. Then I might do another one on building school communities and how to convert people into high ticket. Then I might do another one on how to create a hybrid high ticket program. So each mini course can be taken as an individual, about $200 each, or they can buy the high ticket and just get access to everything.
Or then, like you said, you can give them options of bundling things together as well and giving them a better price.
Yeah. So I could bundle 3 that really go together, say for Black Friday, and then it could be underneath, or get them all for this price and join the coaching group and the Telegram group, you know. So I think this is a really good model for any business, you know, and any niche. And it's simple. So the thing is with that Kajabi and everything and trying to link everything up and do Zapier and all of that, you know, I don't like the tech. It all was just too overwhelming and too complicated for me for so many years. But this is just stand still, upload, come and join the school group. And then everything is there. It's unlocked. It's really easy to use. And then they move into the coaching group. And then I don't have to fanny around with all the admin that I hate.
Yeah, and obviously, I know you're a big Facebook girl. You've been a Facebook girl for a long time. Why did you choose school over like just keeping everything in like certain Facebook groups? I haven't used school, so I don't know the benefits.
Yeah, so maybe I could show you the school group. No, I don't think I'm logged in. So I'm logged in upstairs. In school, they have a classroom tab, and in the classroom tab, there's a cover for each of your mini courses. And you can just go in and unlock a person to each mini course. And you can't do that in Facebook groups. I know a lot of you struggle to even find the guides in Facebook groups. And it's like, when I say it's pinned to featured, it's like, well, where's featured? It's just a little bit messy. And when you do actually find the guide, you don't go to video 1 and then press next and go to the next video. like you do on course software. So again, it's just a little bit messy. Whereas with school, yes, there's a fee, but school plus Standstore is still a lot less than Kajabi. And it's simple, and you've got a community, whereas I've heard that the community with Kajabi is just a bit rubbish. So yeah, I think it's better. I think it's simple, and you've got a community there that you can talk to as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, simple's the way to go, Abby, isn't it? Everything's so complicated, taken. So I think people are just like, they've had enough. They just want simple, short. Can we get it done?
Yeah,
get on with it.
Exactly. And I'm trying to think, do I even need Standstore? But I just think, because it sends out that email and then it tells people to go to the school group. I've worked it out, so I don't even know. There might be an even simpler way than what I'm saying here. But I need the sales page. I need people to be able to buy it. Standstore works a dream. It also gives me the analytics and everything. So I can't really see a way of just cutting the Standstore bit out without then having sales page issues and people trying to find the course, and I don't know, if they don't want to log into school, at least they can go and log into Standstore,
Yeah, and people are coming into school because I know it's another piece of technology for some women, like, oh, it's another piece of technology. Because there's a couple of women entrepreneur groups I'm in, and they're pushing me to the school community outside of Facebook, which I thought was interesting. I've only come up with, that's the third time that someone's mentioned school to me. It's not
really, oh yeah, it's really
I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's really popular. It's really user friendly, and it's just like a Facebook group. So if you can operate Facebook groups, you can operate school, but it's better because it's got this classroom area.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you. Any more questions, everybody? I'm here for, I can stay here for as long as you need if you've got any questions. Just welcoming Niam here. You might want to watch the replay as well later on.
I have a question, because I have to say that this is really helping me to reorganize my very diverse business in my head, because I'm the gut microbiome expert, and because most people don't really get that, the gut brain microbiome connection works both ways against the middle, and it easily can become very diverse. And what I was trying to do in my Kajabi school, which was, like you said before, very expensive, was have things in courses, but until you get the message out that it's like the whole there's like the overview you have to have, and then you have all the pieces, and I was organizing that like modules, but this to me makes more sense. And because you can start out from the bottom up, like do the physical, do the mental, do the emotional, I don't know, I'm just having all these firings going on in my brain, trying to let them settle, because with that diagram, you've really sparked creative energy in me. And I can think that it's easier to try and organize it with mini courses, so people can take a bite of it and see if they like it, and if it works, then they can have another bite. So thank you very much for that.
So think of the solar system, and then you've got your planet in the middle, and your mini courses are like orbiting around. But the good thing is that you can offer this like mentorship, this extra support to people who are happy to pay more, where they get access to all the planets kind of thing. And it's much less overwhelming than joining a course that's got like all these different modules that you've got to work your way through. It's more like, well, they could do the mind part, then if they're ready, they could do the body part, the emotion part, the gut part, it's like
I'm also,
like you said.
It's very exciting. It's also making me think, because I have quite a few people that over the years have bought, my big ticket item was like $2,000, and I did a whole hypnosis thing with people, and I can go back to them and sell them some of these mini courses, or maybe even give them one to give them a taste, or give short-term access to them, and recultivate them to do deeper levels of different pieces of it. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that, because it just got me so excited.
Yeah, it is exciting. What's also exciting is, right, imagine you all have 10 mini courses, right? So you've got 10 topics that complement each other. imagine then being at that level where you've got your higher ticket group, you're helping them a little bit more one-on-one, you've got your 10 mini courses. So any podcast that you do, any podcast interview that you do, any YouTube video that you do, any piece of content that you do is probably going to be about a topic that you just so happen to have a mini course about. How amazing will that be? You can, we can easily create, six mini courses in the next 6 months or next 6 to 12 months. If you did one every other month, it's very doable, very achievable. And actually, once you've created your first one, you'll see you can just create another one in 3 days. Your concept, your sales page, if you want your sales page, you could just overwrite it and then just record in a full day or 2 days max. Once you know what you're doing, it's that first one is the hardest one, but it's just this feeling of release once you know that no matter how creative you are, no matter what content you create, no matter what podcast episode you talk about, you can say, I've actually got a mini course that's really good for this as well. And whatever you're talking about, you will have a mini course that complements it. That, for me, is the most exciting position to be in, because that's the position where you can scale. You can really scale things up at that point. And you don't need 10, having 4, 5, 6, how many pillars of content topics do we have? They say 4 or 5, don't they? So 4 or 5 would be just incredible for us all to create. Yay. Michelle loves her school community. I'm excited about mine. So mine's going to be called Passive Empires. We're building out a passive empire. Sarah says, could the mini courses all come together as one big course? Yeah, so that's the idea of it. Rather than starting a course and having to go through this mammoth great big thing, it's a case of, okay, now I need this bit, now I'm interested in that part. And then if somebody pays you a bigger fee, they get maybe a Telegram group or a private podcast group or something as well. They're able to ask questions, and then the whole thing becomes a bigger course for that person. But the people who maybe haven't got the money or they don't need parts of it, they might just do bite-sized chunks that they need. And the idea is that the more they consume of your mini courses, the more they're going to want to then join the higher ticket. It's when we consume a coach's content and we are focused on it, that's when we want to work with that coach more. But when we sort of join a bigger course or a program and we just do the beginning bit and then we fall off the wagon, it's not a good feeling neither for the consumer nor the deliverer. It doesn't feel good. But if you've got these bite-sized things that people are enjoying to consume, they're going to be much more likely to want to work with you more closely. I think, it's buying behavior, consuming behavior has changed a lot over the last 5 years. I think since COVID, we've just not got the attention spans or the patience that we had. And this is a way of alleviating that and just making it really exciting, bite-sized chunks for everybody.
Hi, Abby.
Hi.
Hiya. I just wanted to ask, what sort of crossover do you have? Because I put that question up just as you were talking about it and putting together the 5, putting together sort of 4 or 5 mini courses. But what sort of crossover do you have from the mini courses, say, into your higher ticket coaching? So, for instance, obviously, I know that this is a bit of a hybrid because it's your first run of this.
Mm-hmm.
If you launch your mini course on, how to put together a mini course, would you then sort of coach that in your group as well? So it all kind of you kind of get a bit of a crossover.
It's all a crossover, but
right.
What I find is the people that even have a call with me about their mini course, we completely overhaul it and come up with something completely different by the end of the call. So it's a completely different coaching experience when you've actually got close contact with the coach than if you're consuming it on your own. Yes, you can do it. Yes, everybody can create a viral mini course or a mini course, but they will create a better one by having that one-on-one connection, that deeper support. So that's the only difference, really. Yeah, there's huge crossover.
And also with regards to things like workbooks, resources, checklists, you kind of use the same material across the whole thing. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.
And I'm thinking of doing a private podcast just going off piece. I think it is interesting because what we were doing, we were having like group coaching mastermind sessions. I was answering a lot of questions, but what I think is better is to answer each question individually as a private podcast, so that the consumer or the student can go to that private podcast and see a question that they have and get it answered as an audio in like a private podcast that isn't out there into the public. It's just part of the actual program, and that's better than them trawling through hours and hours of mastermind group coaching calls, you know. So that's another change that I'm going to be implementing into next year. Any other questions? Like it could be about your mini courses, it could be about today's session. We're creating a sales plan, remember, sales strategy after today.
Hi, Abby.
Hi, Tazeen.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. I did actually put a couple of questions in the chat. If you could take a look there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious your thoughts.
Yeah, so will you be added to the school community? Yes, you'll get the opportunity to join my new Passive Empires. So you can see me building out my orbit.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
There's a couple of other communities I've joined. Yeah, school is interesting. I just don't think it's the avenue for my audience. Like they struggle with just even being on Facebook. So, and that's what they're used to. Like I already have like 3 or 4 different Facebook groups. So private for different clients. So I think for now I'm going to stick to that. But yeah, I mean, I like it as a consumer, right? To go on and be a participant. I think that would be such a learning curve for them, as it was even for me, right? It's like, okay, it's simple enough, but it is just something new. And if they're already learning something new from you, then to take them into another platform where they've got to figure out how to access the content, I don't want to do that to them, right? So
yeah, I mean, see how you get on, like coming into the community and others. For me, it's got an app, so it's right there on your phone. You go into it, you can easily find the group that you want, because we're not in many in there. You like Facebook, we're in like 500 each. Well, I am. 1,000. But you also get an automatic email from school, which is really clever. And you don't do that with Facebook, because so even in your email, you can say, remember our school group is here, click here.
Right.
So access it on desktop and just by clicking the school app. So, you know, we're able to find and access the classroom a lot easier. It's a lot easier to use that classroom and to search for your training. So I would, you know, seriously consider it as I know what you're saying. We are on Facebook. We're more likely to post and comment on Facebook, but in terms of learning stuff, I do think that the people who really want to learn from you are able to click into an app called School, find your group. They're probably only in one for you anyway. Great. Great. You know, entrepreneurs are a few, but it's an advantage for you. And they're able to get emails from you automated through School. When you post in your Facebook group, nobody gets nothing and they can't see anything. They don't get a notification and you've lost the person, but they're getting emails every day from you in School if you want. You know, you don't have to click the email toggle. But
no, that's interesting for sure. I mean, it's something to consider for next year. Well, I've got to get my course out first, so let's start with that. So thank you for your feedback. I mean, there is still I've got a process. There is still a lot. I know the topic is great, and I know you've also said that a few times. I just have to figure out, you know, all the different moving parts. And I really appreciate the feedback that you gave me. So that would be I will stay on that for sure. But my book launch is imminent in the next like 4 weeks. So that's been amazing, but brilliant. And that's one of the reasons I wasn't even sure if I would take this course, but I'm really glad I did. It's been really helpful. Really glad. So
about your offer, you know, if you can create that bundle, I think it's going to really fly. And
I
you know, when I say be the Terminator and persevere with those little tweaks and improvements, Tazeen, definitely. I feel like you're someone who goes and does and then does the next thing and does the next thing. With this, just keep polishing it and make it pristine.
Yeah, that sounds great. Good. There's the second question. When you get a chance, I did put in a little bit lower in the chat as well. Don't know, what did I say?
Okay, so you said, how long would you suggest the video training should be?
That's one.
I reckon about 10 minutes, but it obviously depends on what you're doing. You know, if I were showing someone how to use a spreadsheet to create all the content, for the next month, you know, that's probably going to be 20, 30 minutes, but bite-sized chunks, manageable, go and action it, you know, is going to be enjoyable for your consumer.
For sure. And then the second question was,
Yeah.
I do love Telegram Access, which I've been using a lot myself as a client and as a coach.
Yeah.
Would you add, would that be a good free add-on for maybe people who join the beta program, like you've done here with Facebook, but similar, right? So when they can get access to all the content, but then anybody who joins the beta could get a round of like a couple of weeks or even a month of Telegram so they can get the support afterwards.
Yeah, I like that idea that it's just a few weeks or a month.
Yeah, a month, yeah.
Telegram, you feel closer as a community to each other when it's a chat.
Yeah.
But as the coach, it's a bit of a nightmare. So I only have Telegram really for my higher ticket paying, you know, coaching students. I don't think I would have it for my mini courses or anything else, unless I was, say I'm a fitness coach and I was doing like a healthy program and we're all in it together kind of thing. That would work. So it depends on the niche. One of my students, Victoria, in my coaching group, she is a genius on Telegram. So she can actually schedule posts out in Telegram. And she's done one where you get 3 Telegram channels in one. And she's done a shop. So she's doing a free boot camp this week. It starts today, actually, Boundaries Boot Camp. And then she's got the channel where it's just her audio trainings, the second channel. And then a third channel is her shop where they can browse her coaching products and stuff. So I think that is really clever. It's not something I've explored, but what she has done is amazing.
That sounds great. Good. Yeah, I'll definitely look that up.
I think your clients and customers would like Telegram.
Yeah, they do. Like the few that have done it, it's been really, you know, it's been brilliant. And they've achieved so much. I think that's the thing.
That's really
they
good.
move forward really, really fast. And so that's the exciting part, right? So I know there's other questions, but I would just love to ask, would it be okay for me to brainstorm with you inside the Facebook group about the name for my course?
Yeah,
I feel like I'd love some feedback on that. So maybe I'll post it in the group then. So
so I'll be around anyway until the 4th of December for sure.
Perfect.
Just
Wonderful.
on that Telegram thing, you know, you could have everybody chatting in one Telegram channel, another one for you doing audio training, so nobody's allowed to actually comment in that.
Yes.
It's fluid. And then your shop to, you know, buy your mini course and buy your high ticket stuff.
It sounds great. And that's basically what I've done is separated it. And I've said that to people, like this particular chat is just me giving my feedback and doing all the mini trainings and then go and post in the other chat for any questions. So it's worked out quite well, but the groups have been small, which was really good for me to manage, I think, because it was still quite new to me at the time. But I really do like Telegram a lot. So because you can upload content there as well, right? Like
I know. I don't know the functionality of it. I don't know
it's really good.
Schedule out stuff. But yeah, she's done a free one, so getting lots and lots in it for free. Just doing it for a week or two. But then I think the genius part is having the shop channel where they can see that she's
that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
All right. You too.
Yeah.
Emily.
Yay. I have a few questions. Well, first of all, I was wondering if anybody here in the group, I know you might not, Abby, but has ever looked into Telegram versus WhatsApp communities. I'm just thinking, because I have to say what I consume from Telegram is just another bit overwhelming app with so much information in it that I can't actually keep up if I don't look in it for a day.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm on WhatsApp and I hate it because strangers phone me on it all the time. When I look in it, I've got loads and loads of people try to send me messages and try to call me. So I think it's just personal preference, isn't it? Don't know. I'm always getting calls on WhatsApp. Maybe I could switch that up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because
it might be the setting.
Communities now, you have the community, which is kind of like your open free group. And then from there, you can actually get them to groups where you can manage who gets in. So you could have a group for the certain mini courses, for the specific mini courses, only if they bought it. So I don't know. I still have to see, and I also still have to look really where I'm going to host my course material.
Yeah.
Because I was a bit put off by the fact that school, if I look at it, you get 2 weeks for free, but then it's $99 a month. So that's $1,200 per year. And I mean, I really need sales before I can do that. So for the time being, I have to host it in a different way.
Well, what's good about school is you can have everybody for free there, but then you could have them pay in, and the people in school can see your school group and can subscribe to it. So even if you got one subscriber a month for $99, it's paid for your group. So whereas if you paid for Kajabi, what's that, $300 a month or something absolutely crazy?
No, I don't have that either, or never had.
Well, you've not got that either, but it's definitely something to consider with school. You know, it does sound like a lot, but when you know that people can search for your group in school and they can join at any time by just searching for it and looking at the description and stuff, and just, you know, one person a month.
So, but that would also mean that you would kind of like build you have your community that people can just join, and then you have just like on WhatsApp, you have groups where you will only allow them into if they've paid.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe I have to think
know about the
that
costing. That put me off as well, but then I thought, but they can see all the extra offers so clearly that they can move up to that's surely going to pay for itself.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense, as I have, like, you know, now being with the herbal tea and going into, like, you know, the herbs and the home apothecary and the cooking.
A really popular subject, isn't it, for people to come and join your community?
Exactly. You know, so then I can actually brush off the 4 modules urban gardening course that I have. It's now on Facebook.
Yeah.
And put that in there looking forward to the spring, where everybody only thinks that they can start gardening in March and April, but hey-oh. And that one, I mean, I do sell that one for $197. So, I mean,
when you think how popular these tea and herbal tea and blending groups are, you're adding people into yours in school, and there won't be many of those groups like that in school. So you've got a big advantage on school of being in an unusual niche. They're so popular anyway on Facebook, it will be equally popular on school. So then you're going to get a very popular topic that nobody else has got in school, and then they'll be able to see all the classroom areas that they cannot access, and you'll be able to talk about them in your free content in your school group. So I do think that would be worth it for you.
Plus,
maybe not now, maybe in the future.
Plus in school, you can set up the calendar inside of this. Like, say you want to do weekly masterminds or Q&As or anything else, you can set up your calendar in there. That'll get notified to all of your people. You can also, with purchasing the mini courses inside of school, or you can also make it to where an incentive for people to be more active, that as they gain levels in there for being active, they can basically win that particular mini course and whatever you put in there.
Yeah, for being an active member, So you can add gamification. I've not explored that yet, but yeah, good point, Michelle. There's lots of, you know, extra gadgets and gizmos in school.
Yeah, it was definitely a learning curve, but a lot of fun.
Yeah. I like the fact that it sends an email. That was me sold, because I don't send an email with a Facebook group.
Well, and I love it because the fact that when you've been active in the group throughout the week with what you're doing, it automatically sends an email out every week to your people to give them an update on what's been going on.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Did you have a question, Lynn?
Yes, I did. Thank you. I'm just wondering, because I have set up, like, just opened up Stan Store in school, but I haven't got anything in there yet, and I haven't had time to explore to any extent. And I wondered if Stan Store is a replacement for Stripe, or do you have to still have Stripe in the background?
So when you go to Sandstorm, it says, do you want to connect it to PayPal? Do you want to connect it to Stripe? So
Oh, perfect.
connected
Okay.
mine. I've connected mine.
All right.
So yeah.
I'll keep both because Stripe is free. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. That's
Abby, can I also still ask you about the price point? Because you were talking about, you know, I do have, I mean, we looked at it. We do have the proof that the herbal tea blending is a thing that sells, and there are lots of people. But on this Udemy, of course, they go for like, I don't know, $15 or something like that. Would you say, and I have kind of like a lukewarm audience, of course, from the gardening point of view. I mean, I'm absolutely sure there will be people. I mean, that group it's a Facebook group. I have to revive it a bit, but many of them are also on my email list. So I can contact them through there. At least a couple of hundred of them. Would you advise to go lower than the 97 price point for the ones stepping in first and leaving those testimonials?
I would, yeah. At the end of the day, with your first offers, the lower the price point, the more people are going to come into it. And the more people are then going to have the opportunity to work with you at a higher level. And it's growing your audience base, which is a more important strategy than making $97, I think, when you're just growing, when you're just at the beginning part. But then bundling them together. So it's like having like 3 herbal tea mini courses and saying bundling them together for 97 as a bundle, a trio of herbal tea courses. Then the perceived value of a bundle of courses will get you to your 97. So I'd get yourself to that point then ASAP.
Yeah. So that's like on the generic one that I'm building now. What we said, the 1, 2 for sleep, the one for you know, bloating, digestion, whatever. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Niam, I don't know how to say your name though. I hope that's right. It's definitely not a name I know. You have a question. Let me read it from the chat. You have got 2 mini course topics, like some feedback, what sounds better. Fundable 48, build a fundable business within 48 hours, laying the foundation. And business credit catalyst system. I like that one better. Access your first 50K in business credit at 0% interest in the next 21 days, even with a new business. I like how you've added that at the end, even with a new business, even if you know nothing about credit, even if credit scares you, you could use that kind of language. So yeah, I like both of those, but I would say the second one really speaks to me, as in I understand what it is in the blink of an eye. I don't have to think about it. Whereas Fundable 48 made me think, well, what is that? What does that mean? You know, so the second one I think is a goer. If you can find courses out there that are selling, which I'm sure you can, all about business credit. Are you there? You're muted, by the way, so I can't hear you. Does that help? You don't have to speak.
I have another question, if I may. If Niam doesn't come up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
sorry.
Niam is
No, that's okay.
I'll come back to you, Tazim, in a minute. Go on, Niam.
Yes. So, I agree with what you said, and I had actually had the same thing. That second name just came to me a little over this last week. So I was like, yeah, I think that one sounds much better.
Yeah.
I did already do the market research. I was just trying to figure out if, in fact, because I'm still not 100% sure on if I'm going, because right now the main offer is done for you. I am transitioning into probably doing like a group, like a beta group program, walking them through the process. So I just didn't want, I was kind of like hesitant, like, what if I give them, too much? But I think that it's on point in the line. So I'm gonna definitely stick with it.
Yeah, so have a think about how this offer, the business credit catalyst system, how you could do the videos and create it in a way that you are also offering your done for you service as an upsell. You can say, click the link below if you want this part done for you. So then you're using this lower ticket offer then to move people through into your done for you service, if that's your strategy for 2025, or if you want to have like maybe a group program where you're not swapping your time for money and doing stuff for each person, whether it could be done as a higher ticket group, which I'm not sure about with it being all personal details of each person. I don't know if that's possible with finance. You will know better, but just really think about your long-term strategy, how you're using this mini course to leverage it, to leverage those people into your next offer. You're still muted, Niam.
Thanks, Abby.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were speaking to me then. Yeah, okay. Tazim.
Thank you. So I had an idea. I did research on Udemy, and there are quite a few hundred, if not even 1,000, similar courses about retail sales, which is great. There's a couple of people in my industry, in fact, people I know that are on there. I think it's a great strategy, but of course, as somebody else said previous, that Udemy is very, very cheap.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if one of my strategies could be either like a really, really stripped down version of my own course, or even maybe just one element of the course.
Yeah, so the beginning element would be great, because then you can say, you can move into our course to do the rest of it, you know.
Right.
So I would recommend the beginning element and maybe a little hors d'oeuvre, a little bite size of the other modules as part of that as well.
Because there's one, I mean, it was quite interesting, because the one thing with Udemy is, I guess you get to choose. I've never actually uploaded anything there, but there was one lady who had a course, and it was about, I don't know, maybe a total of like maybe 60 to 75 minutes. And she had like 20 videos, and I'm like, what on earth? And then I looked at the time and I'm like, oh, I guess every video must be like 2 or 3 minutes long. But that in itself felt, even though I know, like, it just felt really, it felt overwhelming, because I'm like, 20 videos, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that. No, they
I
have
don't
like
that.
50 videos and they're all 2 minutes each. I think.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. Like, it's like one sentence. I mean, all the tech work to just upload a 2-minute video.
Exactly. So my rule is how I like to consume content. That's what I will create. Yeah. So whatever
I mean, bite size is great. 10 minutes, maybe even 12 or 15, but like 2 minutes or 3 minutes seemed so silly to me. I was like, oh my God.
I joined one on school. I paid this guy, and he had all these reels, and there were all pop-ups coming up, and so
it's too much.
Sped it up, and I was like, whoa.
It's almost overwhelming just in that respect. So I think that might be interesting, because with Udemy, if they sell your course, you give them a bigger chunk, but at least it brings the traffic to you, right? So that's the one thing I do remember. And I actually remember buying a couple of courses, but one in particular, this lady, she was a business coach. It was a 30-day program, which, you know, quite detailed, but not overwhelming. But I mean, she sold it for I bought it for $19.95. US.
Yeah.
And but you know, she has probably 300 or 500 people that have bought the program, and I know she's filtered us into like higher ticket stuff, right? So it's very, very interesting. It's definitely an interesting platform I'm going to look into a bit more, because I've purchased programs there, but I've never used it. So but I think it would be a really good idea. So for anybody else who might be thinking about
mini courses on
Udemy,
everything. We can make the passive income, get all the email addresses, get people into our list, into our school groups, upsell into our programs, and Bob's your uncle.
No, it is. It's because if you sell it yourself through Udemy, then you make a bigger chunk. But if they sell it for you in their marketplace, then they take a bigger chunk, right? So, but might be really worth it for sure. So, it's I think that's a really good one as well. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that'd be lovely for all of us to think about. Just putting it up there into Udemy. I don't know what the fees are, but you know, it's worth looking into. I can definitely do a little video and show the school back end. Was it Sarah was asking me that? Telegram, not sure how to show you that, but I can have a look. I'm not great on Telegram. We do have a Telegram chat group for my mentorship group, which I love, and I love the reactions. I love the functionality of it. but I'm definitely not some sort of Telegram guru. It's just like Messenger, but with fancier functionality, you know. So the little flame emoji, it actually flames, and it's quite quite cool. I do like it.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah, but like I say, my student Victoria, maybe she could do his training for us, because hers is just absolutely awesome. Right, any other questions, anybody? I'm getting a dry throat now. I've run out of coffee. Any more questions?
I'll
Oh,
ask in the group about my name because I can't even
yeah,
remember what I put in there
yeah.
for right now because
I
I'm not
can't
at my
remember
desk.
which direction you decided to go in. So just give me a bit of an overview of your thinking
Yeah,
and what you're doing. Yeah. So just
absolutely. Awesome.
any other questions, guys? If not, I'm going to close off the session and I'll upload it and put it into the dashboard, into the group. I'll be doing the whole thing as mini course training in bite-sized chunks. So you'll get the whole thing finished by the 4th of December. If I do it any quicker than that, I'll let you all know. But this has been absolutely awesome. I absolutely loved running this mini course. I think what I really want everybody to take away is, if you create a mini course, I am happy. I'm really happy. If you create a mini course and you really work at it and you are the Terminator and you're polishing it and you're doing that sales page and you're creating the most amazing mock-ups and you make it feel like it's got huge perceived value so that you can pop it up there on Facebook ads and people will come flooding into your businesses. Yeah, you might not make any money on those ads, but you've got all those people coming into your businesses. Then, you know, 5 stars for you guys. But if you create a mini course, you know, 4 stars for you. Okay, hope you've enjoyed the course, the training. Yeah.
One last thing, the thread to have the testimonials in the group, is that into the top? Can I find it there?
To the top. So when you've finished all your mini courses, just contact each other to do your testimonial swaps. Everything will stay in the group. You can still post in the group. You know, I just don't want to promise that I can help everybody out every day when I'm trying to do other mini courses and build my empire. You know, like you know me. I will end up just like answering people and doing stuff like that because that's what I do. But just my main promise is I'm there properly until the 4th, and then I'm just a bit of a shadow, a little ghost floating around after that. But yeah, contact each other for your testimonials. I'd like some testimonials actually, so I'll have to think about how to get some from you. I'm going to bribe you actually with my December planning session. You can have it for free if you send me a really good testimonial. I don't know if that's blackmail or bribery. I don't know if that's legal.
It's both.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It's both, and it doesn't matter, Abby. Just do it anyway.
Yeah,
just do it anyway.
just doing it anyway.
Sorry, one really quick question. Facebook ads, Abby.
Yeah.
I think I've watched all the mini course training that you've done. Is there anything that, obviously I'm sure you've got a Facebook ads mini course, haven't you? In terms of pointing us in the right direction, yeah?
Yeah, I've not created that yet, but I will be creating it early next year. So that's one of the next ones that I'm creating.
Okay, yeah, because I know you talked about the testing of it, but I know I've done Facebook ads myself. You need to know, again, the wording, the type, the test, the picture. There's lots of, it's a lot of testing, isn't it?
So I did a Facebook ads course probably about 6 years ago, but it's all changed. So I'll do an updated one coming up.
Another mini course coming. All right. Thanks, Abby.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.